Greetings and welcome back to Switch2Linux. This is our business section of our Friday night weekly news roundup, live 9 o'clock Eastern on Friday nights. And this section of the news is brought to you by A2 Hosting. If you are in need of web hosting, check out A2. This is who hosts all of my websites and all of my clients' websites, as I have one massive VPS that runs beautifully. I host my own emails, I host my Nextcloud, I host my websites, and I host a few other fun little projects that I talk about from time to time on this channel. So with the affiliate link, you can jump on in and get some good discounts on starting out, and this definitely helps to support the channel. So have a look at the affiliate link, tlm.li/A2H, or take a look in the description down below. And on to our corporatocracy news. Well, speaking of people getting completely shafted, the NLRB, which is a regulatory body looking at unions, etc., National Labor Relations Board, they just had a ruling that limits independent contractors' right to join or form a union. Well, this is kind of at the heels of issues surrounding things like the gig economy, Uber, Lyft, and other services like this. So what happened, of course, is this was I think this was in Texas. Super Shuttle, DFW, Inc. Emphasized that contractors retain great flexibility to control their work, set their own schedules, and use their own equipment. That means that the NLRB ruled they are not covered by the National Labor Relations Act. Which basically allows the laborers to join together in unions. Not that anyone's really allowed to join together in unions. I mean, have you guys seen the Amazon and etc., the anti-union training videos to give to the managers? Very interesting stuff. But basically the difference is somebody a subcontractor or somebody an employee? And there's actually, according to the IRS, 8 different things to look at. This only looked at 3, and they said, well, people can set their own schedules and use their own equipment, and have flexibility in their work, therefore they're independent contractors. Well, I think that one of the greatest indicators, and what should still be the primary indicator of this, is one of the rulings in the IRS code is that if a contractor fulfills an essential need for the employee or for the company, and the company does not have regular employees to fulfill that need, then it's definitely a subcontractor. So in other words, if Uber went around, we'll use Uber for the example here, if Uber had in each city maybe 10 or 20 employed drivers, full-time employee benefits, etc., drivers on their staff, if they had all of those on their staff, and then they brought in all of the other people as external subcontractors, they would absolutely be subcontractors under the IRS ruling, because they have essential employees to do the essential task. I mean, what is their task? It's to ride share. You have to have employees to ride share. All right. And then what happens is you don't have enough employees, so you bring on the subcontractors to come in and do all of the other tasks. And that's kind of what is in mind at this. If they use that as the better indicator to say, all right, Uber, you want to have all these subs? That's perfectly fine. But maybe all of your subs instead, maybe all of your subs should... all of your, excuse me, what am I saying? All these subcontractors, maybe you need to have some real employees as well, so that there's enough, enough money going around. You have to pay your people real livable wages, because the reality is most of the people in these ride-sharing programs as independent contractors, their own business owners, effectively, they don't have multiple choices. They're not running an independent business like I am, where I have clients all over the place and different terms and services with each different one. They're not, they don't have anybody that they're actually paying. And most of these guys, really, they're not carrying the right type of insurance. They don't have any protection if the company goes belly up. There's a lot of problems and challenges with this ruling. But nevertheless, this ruling comes together and says, no, all these people, because of these 3 criteria, and there's actually 8. So I smell a rat in this ruling. But these 3 criteria, oh no, you guys can't unionize. And what this does is this effectively, in this state anyway, for now, effectively blocks unionization of these. Now, I generally am and have been an anti-union guy, but with how much bad I see in the big companies, there's been this big shift where it's becoming harder and harder to get work, and then you have to pick up these gig economies just to make enough money to buy food. I'm starting to shift again and say maybe unions are probably a good thing again. I don't know. I think a lot of union, unfortunately, is more cronyism than anything else. But we've got to have better protections in place because these companies can just walk all over people, and that's kind of part of the deal. So with this ruling, it seriously does hurt the small guys and is a huge in favor of the big companies. So just something to keep in mind. On the topic in the business world of things to be scared about, if those little robotic vacuum Roombas weren't bad enough, this one operates outside and cuts things. This is the AI automated iRobot lawnmower. Great. Wait until the hackers get their hands on these. We're going to have automated lawnmowers running down the streets, running over children. No, Mommy, the lawnmower's coming to get me. But yeah, this thing here, it's effectively the same technology as that automatic vacuum for your house, only it's outside. We don't need hackable Wi-Fi connected things outside your house, particularly things that are lawnmowers and have the potential to hurt people and property. So all we need is a hacked mad lawnmower running down the street. This is all we need. But anyway, these guys are doing it. Let me look at all this marketing stuff. Reinventing lawn care. iRobot develops the best-in-class technologies to deliver an easy-to-use, effective, and intelligent products. iRobot changed the way people clean with the Roomba, Robot Vacuum, and Brava family of mopping robots. See, those, if you want to have one of those, hey, what's in your house, man? It's in your house. It's none of my business. This is out in public with the rest of us people. This is a hackable device out in public. This thing's going to be running us down in the streets. Ease of use. The Terra robot mower. iRobot is bringing the imprint. And on top of that, guys, like, it's outside. You're just asking for a hacker to come and play with us. Some hacker's going to attach their cell phone onto a drone. They're going to fly a drone over here from 50 yards away and have an automated program in the phone to hack the thing. And this is going to be mad, people. The robots are going to take over the world. They're going to start slaughtering us. This is not good, man. This is not good. Oh, God. Oh, Lord, look at this. We even have an app. Oh, but don't worry. It's highly secure. This will not... this is going to end badly, people. This is going to end badly. So this was neat. Tim Cook really wants you to upgrade your iPhone. So if you remember the quarter report from Apple, you know, like one of the top 3 wealthiest companies in the history of the world, you know, who pays their factory workers absolutely nothing, and instead of paying their factory workers livable wage, instead they use the extra money to build suicide nets around their buildings so they stop killing themselves. Okay, this company here, they have woohoo moment. Our profits were lower last year because too many people kept their phones and didn't upgrade. So in his latest announcement to the shareholders, he mentions upgrading so many times. Guys, all Apple cares about is how can they break your device that already works perfectly so you go buy another one at their massively inflated properties. If you are paying $1,000 for a stupid little cell phone, you need a checkup from the neck up. If you're financing if you buy a $1,000 phone and you have debt, you're just a moron. If you have a $1,000 phone, guys, there's a lady in the business networking group that I go to in town here. She works at a full-time sales job. She does Uber Eats on the side, and she works at an Applebee's restaurant on the side, so that she can come close to paying off all her debts. And she's got an iPhone 10. Ladies, sell the iPhone 10. Get rid of that thing. For the love. But of course, Tim Cook really wants people to update so much that he just kept on dwelling on this topic in their shareholders report. Here are all the instances where Cook mentioned upgrading, including a bonus instance of a CFO pitching in. All right. So our letter noted the challenge was compounded by quarterly iPhone upgrades that were lower than we anticipated. Translation: fewer people dumped their phone for a new one because we were caught. We were caught throttling people's phones, and we had to instead issue cheap battery replacements so that somebody didn't spend $1,000 to replace their device. And this company wants to be economically sustainable. No, they don't. They take these phones that you send in, they don't resell them. They run them through a shredder so there's few of them on the market. That's what that slimy company does. And that's the contributing factor why I certainly don't buy new Apple products anymore. Every now and again, I still unfortunately need to get some Apple products for development testing, but that's about the extent. We'll return to upgrades in a moment, but first I want to say a little bit more about our business in Greater China. All right, so we're coming back to upgrades in a minute. Despite iPhone upgrades being lower than we anticipated, our business grew outside of China, including new records in the Americas, Western Europe, Central and Eastern Europe, and the rest of the Asia-Pacific segment. Returning to the iPhone, I'd like to talk about our results in the context of those lower than expected upgrades. iPhone XR, XS, and by the way, guys, the iPhone XS is so excessive, the only thing that's worse is the excessive Max phone. All right, come on. The iPhone XR, XS, and XS Max are by far the best phones we've ever shipped. No, they're not. They're no different than the previous ones you've shipped. They're good at some things. They suck at some things. They're collecting all your data, and they're overpriced pieces of crap assembled by children in third world countries. Stop buying this stuff, people. For millions of customers, we've made it inexpensive and efficient to replace batteries and hold on to their existing iPhones a little bit longer. Some people have suggested that we shouldn't have done this because of the potential impact on upgrades, but we strongly believe it was the right thing to do for our customers. Yeah, we believe Tim, don't we? But hey, he said it. Maybe he believes that. I don't think he really believes that, but maybe he does. The chief financial officer, as Tim and I mentioned, we had a lower number of upgrades than we anticipated at the beginning of the quarter. And back to Tim, the upgrade cycle has extended. There's no doubt about that. We've said many times. Guys, the reason these update phones are not being upgraded as much is because they're not changing anymore. There was a time that there was a radical difference. Every year, the phone technology was getting better and better and better. We don't have that anymore. That radical change, that radical shift is no longer a thing. All right? So, anyway, he goes on, I think, on this and call... Before that, the upgrades were for the quarter less than we anticipated due to all the reasons we had mentioned. Translation: we didn't sell as many phones because too many people upgraded. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. We only made like several $1 billion instead of several more. So update those phones, guys. Tim Cook needs your money. He needs your money. How dare you hold on to his money? It's his money. Tim Cook needs your money, guys. He needs your money. He's not doing well financially. He needs your money. Apple company is struggling. They need your money. Well, this is true. Snopes pulls out of the Facebook's fact-checking program. You guys remember this? After 2016, oh my God, fake news put the president in office. Ah! It's so bad that MAGA hats are offensive. What is this world we're living in? But anyway, after that, the fake news world. By the way, I did not include this in here because it came out so late. Eli the computer guy just commented on this today. Go check out his video. An actual peer-reviewed study came out looking at all the fake news. Know what the result was? Fake news made up, I think the percentage was 6% of the news articles, but it was only exposed, it was only viewed by 0.1% of all people on social media. And on top of that, 80% of all of the fake news was shared by only 1% of the people. I mean, and I might be completely off on those numbers, but that's the approximate ballpark. Eli actually has all those numbers exactly. Go check out his video on that. But going back to this on the fake news, so Facebook, of course, teamed up with several people in the, fact check the news, right? And Snopes was one of these, but Snopes failed to renew their contract. Basically, Snopes was only paid $100,000 by Facebook to engage in this, but they pulled out because, while Facebook originally pitched this as a way to help clean up fake news on the internet, it became obviously clear that Facebook was only concerned about fake news on Facebook. They weren't helping with APIs. They weren't helping develop a technology to be used on the greater internet. They weren't helping anywhere. They only wanted to focus on Facebook, nowhere else. And so with that being said, Facebook here, or Snopes here, they said, no, we're not renewing our contract with Facebook because we want to be part of the greater good, not just help Facebook improve its platform. And so for that reason, they couldn't agree on a negotiation, and they just decided to pull out entirely. So if you are relying on Snopes to fact check your Facebook articles, I'm sorry, you'll have to go to Snopes directly now. They are pulling out of that project. So let me know what you think about all these articles in the comments down below. Thank you for making it to the end of this Switch to Linux video. You can have a look at another video right on over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel or to Think Life Media, which is my own personal support page. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.